Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Tuesday Night Raw. Now closer and closer to sorting out the inconsistency issue. But regardless of that, let's move away from that. Let's move away from all of that bollocks. We have for you here tonight the E Show, Monday Night Raw. On a Tuesday, but you know, we'll gloss over that. Okay, I actually can't take the piss out of this episode of Raw because it has one of the biggest main events I've seen in some time. Finally, Dolph Ziggler gets what he has been pushing for and what he has deserved for so long. The main event opportunity and the chance to be in the ring with the World Heavyweight Champion. In your main event tonight, Sting and Tyler Breeze will fear the name Dolph Ziggler when he punishes and victimizes those two men for his own pleasure and well-being, and for the Bullet Club's needs as well, to prove that they are the most dominant faction there is in the universe today, and no one on Raw can stop the dominance of the Bullet Club. A return to success, a return to the ratings as well for the Monday Night Raw brand, as they finally have the Bullet Club back in action here tonight. However, it is only one man, but he is in a colossal main event, and the main event that I will give the Raw General Manager, Mauro Ranallo, who will be returning to this commentary booth soon at some point for my own pleasure. Not in that aspect. I mean, he's an absolute dingus when it comes to commentary, and I have fun dissecting his words and making him feel like the worthless general manager that he really is. But sometimes he puts together good matches, so I guess you gotta take the good with the bad and just learn to work with it. Anyway, Aiden English in the ring right now on his own due to what happened last week. If you did not watch Raw last week, and I don't blame you, but if you did not watch Raw, following the match between the Vaudevillains and the Dudleys, after the match, the team of the still yet to be named team of Michael Bennett and Marty Scurll jumped the crowd, ran into the ring and took the attack onto Simon Gotch. They laid out Aiden English beforehand, took the attack to Simon Gotch, Scurll putting Gotch through the table, and then being followed up with a photo finish by Bennett back in the ring, if memory serves me correct. It is due to this that there is no way Simon Gotch was cleared to compete. He is going to be out, and he may be out for some time. This does mean that the number one contenders who were named by the Bullet Club in the Vaudevillains have been stripped of that opportunity, have been stripped of that chance to challenge for the tag team titles, and a new number one contender will have to be found in the road up to the newly exclusive named pay-per-view for the Raw pay-per-view, Over the Limit. Coming your way now in about 3 weeks, I believe. Already closing in on another pay-per-view for the Raw General Manager, and I gotta give him credit where credit's due. As much as I don't want to, he's done a much better job of leading this brand than I expected. Anyway, Christian in the ring, heading towards the ring right now. Of course, Christian, one of these men who, since arriving back on Raw, has been determined to make a name for himself, to get his name out there, and he did so, of course, back at my apologies, Unforgiven, when he pummeled into Zack Ryder with a steel chair, when he took out the man who Mauro Ranallo holds in such high esteem for whatever reason. What is there to love about Zack Ryder? He's an absolute just failure. He's that one guy that you just look at and you just think, what a nerd, what a lonely sod, really, in this world. That is Zack Ryder, and right now Zack Ryder is in his house or his apartment or wherever he lives, because, you know, no one truly really cares for Ryder, so it's probably unlikely that he's also living in a house as well, because how would he be able to afford it, considering he is nothing more than a glorified jobber, and no one is going to want to pay Ryder those wages. But he is hiding right there right now on his own, clutched up on the couch, holding and gripping his injuries in pain that Christian devastated him with back at Unforgiven. It was a great sight to witness. It was absolutely tremendous to lay eyes on, and Christian, of course, has taken it in his stride ever since that happened, and he looks to continue on here. We saw him pick up a win last week over the Brian Kendrick, who will be in action later on tonight, and he looks to further that right now against Aiden English, who's looking for a little bit of a singles career, try and keep the name of the Vaudevillains alive while Simon Gotch is out on the injury shelf. So with the whole tag team fiasco going on, we do have a tag team matchup for you later on tonight. Actually, to be fair, this entire Raw card has a pretty big aroma to it, I suppose you would say. When you look at it on paper, you think this could be an interesting card. Aiden English then missing an elbow drop, and that allows the veteran Christian to capitalize on it. You got to think, though, I mean, with everything Christian's done, with the mark he's left on Zack Ryder, with when he got over the Brian Kendrick last week, why give him Aiden English? Why not actually give him someone who can pose a threat? That's what I think. Christian, you know, he's sure to not be proven as a joke, but yet when you're giving people like Aiden English as your opponent, surely that still makes you feel like a bit of a joke. That you don't really mean that much to Raw. Yes, you're on the show, congratulations. But to be given Aiden English and not someone like Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, Drago, you know, the #1 contender, Zack Sabre Jr., these named talents who actually do have some singles credibility to them, but instead you're giving Aiden English, I assume that must fuel the disrespect and the hatred within Christian even more. Not only, of course, to the talents that he goes up against, but to the Raw General Manager himself, who, of course, as I mentioned earlier, once again, is not on commentary and has left this booth to the A show commentator. The commentator here that, you know, brings you the actual worthy points. The commentator that shows no bias against anyone, you know, yeah, okay, I can't even keep that up. I'm obviously incredibly biased, but I'm biased to the right people, at least. I'm biased to those who actually do have the ability to make change around here. Christian right now looking to prove that this was not a match fitting of his caliber, that Aiden English was nothing more than a pushover. There's the kill switch by Christian, rolls him in the center of the ring. Thank you very much for coming, Aiden English, and we'll see you down the road. There's the 3 count. Christian is your winner. Simple job for Captain Charisma. Christian victorious to kick things off on Raw here, and well, once more another win, and it's got to think, when is a big opportunity coming for Christian? When is he going to be able to get that? Oh, good God! Ryder's here! Christian! Turn around! No! Oh, God damn it! Just when I thought this show was looking promising for 1 week, along comes Zack Ryder to ruin my... He's just ruined my entire week now. That stupid face, that stupid mug is back on this show. I have to lay eyes on it once more. Come on, Christian. Do it again. Pummel him. There's plenty of chairs around here for you to use. Go and grab one. Beat the everlasting toss out of this man. Put him back on the shelf. Bend his back in half like you bent that chair over his spine. Why? How is Zack Ryder fighting back? Why are you letting him do this, Christian? Come on, man. Fight back for once. Tornado DDTs by Ryder. And this crowd here in Seattle is on their feet at the return of the Long Island IC. No. Ryder seems to have something in mind here. He's got that LI hunt. There's the Rough Rider. Down goes Christian, who quickly rolls out of the ring and tries to get himself to protection. Ryder now with a microphone in hand. This crowd still firmly behind. And he's calling it the Ryder Revolution, as we can see right there. And he's challenging. He is laying out the call to next week. Christian and Ryder one-on-one. Will Christian accept? I believe he will. I believe Christian is going to step right up to that challenge and take on Zack Ryder next week. It should be a very interesting affair to witness between these two men. But there we go. What a really high octane way to kick things off. Christian picks up the win, and Zack Ryder shows up immediately afterwards to really certify his name and to show that he's back on Raw. Now here comes Gail Kim towards the ring. Hopefully we can get a bit of calm back going around this place. Gail Kim, I was already instructed on the card, was going to be making an appearance, making a statement, perhaps regarding her victories over the last 2 weeks, perhaps regarding the ongoing situation between Paige and Gail Kim, or between Paige and Becky Lynch, I should say. What I can say is, it just says Gail Kim is going to deliver a message about the Raw Women's Division, so I'm interested to see what she has to say about it. Gail Kim certainly, I'd have to agree with her, telling the truth, you know. The return of the women has been well met by the general managers, by the upper, I don't know what the correct word to say, but, you know, the uppers of the ProJaked board of directors, really, they've all been a fan of it, and... That actually sounds pretty interesting. 2 women's champions going to be within this universe now. A Raw Women's Champion and a SmackDown Women's Champion, of course, being Winter. And the champion is going... Oh, Gail Kim is going to be in the matchup as well. that makes it all the more interesting as well to see what's going to happen now. And there we go, Gail Kim going to choose the #1 contender, and whoever wins in this upcoming match between Paige and Becky Lynch, the rematch from Unforgiven, whoever wins faces Gail Kim with the opportunity to become the Raw Women's Champion down the line and over the limit. Short to the point, but it certainly shows that the Raw Women's division is making sure the headlines are focused on it once more. Credit where credit is due. That is a smart idea once more by the Raw General Manager. So there we have it. We're about to move on to that contest now. Paige and Becky Lynch. Whoever wins will face Gail Kim at Over the Limit with a chance of becoming the first ever Raw Women's Champion. And you want to talk about becoming the first ever? Well, it wasn't really the first ever in that aspect, but it was the first women's champion upon the return of this universe. When the women were brought back, Becky Lynch was the first woman to lift that women's championship up over her head and hold it in celebration of what she had achieved back at Survivor Series. Now Becky Lynch craves that championship for a second time. The Irish lass kicker looking to show that she is still the top dog on Raw. When it comes to the women on Raw, there is a pecking order in Becky Lynch's mind, it seems, and Becky Lynch believes she is at the top. She was women's champion for the better part of over 4 months, so Becky Lynch kind of has a claim to the throne, really. However, Paige seems to think the same thing as well, and right now they're kind of on even grounds following what took place over the last 2 weeks, with Gail Kim, as she said in her promo, getting wins over both of them. However, the victory last week for Becky Lynch, for Gail Kim even over Becky Lynch, was a little bit shaky, shall we say, a little bit controversial, because Paige came out and certainly caused a distraction, while not physically, certainly mentally, and perhaps through the choice of words, perhaps yelling to get Becky Lynch's attention and turn her focus off of the match. Nevertheless, this is now, of course, a #1 contenders match, really, to determine who will face Gail Kim. I mean, Gail Kim is the #1 contender, as it seems to be stated, so certainly this is on, well, I don't want to say the word a #2 contenders match, because that sounds a bit more disrespectful, but it is certainly to see who could become the first ever Raw Women's Champion. So I'm guessing, going by names now, the SmackDown one is just going to be named the SmackDown Women's Championship, and this one's just going to be named the Raw Women's Championship. Well, we'll find out, but right now, it is going to be Becky Lynch and Paige squaring off. As I said, a rematch from Unforgiven, when Paige was determined to get that victory over Becky Lynch. Paige, unfortunately, did not get the win that she wanted, and of course, these two women have had a little bit of back and forth, kind of a, I've always called it a anything you can do, I can do better type thing, a one-upsmanship between the two. Becky Lynch was able to do so against Carmella a few weeks ago, but neither woman was able to get that win over Gail Kim. Certainly kind of evened the two out, and now here we are tonight with them both looking for the same opportunity, both looking to put championship gold once more around their waist. Paige, I believe, was a former Divas champion, and may have been the penultimate Divas champion, maybe, before the women were the women were released back in the end of 2014. Becky Lynch, though, she has been almost craving that women's championship back around her. You can see the fire she possesses, well, the straight fire as she calls it, of course, but you can see it within her, that need to get that championship back, and that need, it seemed, to always want to fight Winter once more. Well, now Becky Lynch may not even need to fight Winter again. She may be getting it on her own accord. She's just got to get through Paige here tonight, and then Gail Kim and Over the Limit. Certainly, whoever wins this matchup, I believe, is going to have a very entertaining rematch with Gail Kim. 2 matches already confirmed for the Raw exclusive pay-per-view. We've got Drago versus Adam Cole for the United States Championship. And then, of course, we've got, well, whoever wins this matchup versus Gail Kim for the Women's Championship. More to be added, and I'm certainly expecting, the tag team title scenario to be sorted out soon. The World Heavyweight Championship scenario to be sorted out soon. As we saw last week, the Brood and the Revolution certainly having a little bit of a coming together, really. Well, maybe not a coming together, but the words chosen by Rosemary at that point certainly were really pivotal in a way to showing that there is some kind of problem going on between those 4 men. We will be seeing the Revolution in action later on tonight. They'll be taking on the team of Kendrick and Diesel, actually, following this contest. I will quickly talk through the rest of the card here tonight. We've got the number 1 contender for the United States Championship, Drago, in action once more. Last week he defeated Cody Rhodes. Tonight he looks to defeat the former World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton. The stipulation being as well, Dario Ranallo has stated that should Drago get the win here tonight, he is allowed to choose the stipulation for the matchup at Over the Limit. And to that, I do not find that respectful. Adam Cole has been undefeated since winning that United States Championship, yet he decides to bench Adam Cole for 2 weeks, not bring him on the show, and then say to Drago, oh, you know what, you win, you get the stipulation, you get the advantage. He seems to certainly do that towards those he favours. He did it with Daniel Bryan heading into Unforgiven, and if the Daniel Bryan situation is ending to go off with, then we certainly know how much of a failure it is in that aspect. So really, if Drago wins here tonight, Adam Cole should have nothing to worry about, because we've already seen one of Dario Ranallo's happy-go-lucky pals fail to capture a belt, even when they had the advantage. There was the Paige Turner, only managed the 1 count though. Neither woman here any closer, it seems, to trying to get that opportunity at Gail Kim in the Raw Women's Championship. Paige was looking for the Rampage there, but Becky Lynch stuffed it. Quick counter, and now the Bexploder Bexplex. Just a play on puns, really. Becky into the cover. Paige nowhere near the ropes. Can she kick out? Yes, she can. Did just enough to get that little bit of a kick in her legs and that shoulder up just for the count of 3. These two women really having a back and forth right now. Becky Lynch kicking away Paige there, perhaps trying to avoid anything on the ground that may cause a problem for Lynch. Maybe the PTO. What a leg drop there by Lynch. Lovely leg drop to witness as well. Becky Lynch now, all of a sudden, can she force the tap out of Paige? Paige is submitted to this at Unforgiven. Will Paige tap out to the Disarmer here tonight? Will it be Becky Lynch to face Gail Kim for the Raw Women's Championship at Over the Limit? No, it won't be. Paige found the gap and slipped out of it. Nicely done there by Paige, but she's not free just yet. Becky Lynch continuing to try and bring the fight to it, but Paige able to temporarily stop it, and this could be costly. This could be problematic for both parties here. No, Lynch counters, and Becky Lynch misses the drop kick though. Paige into a quick cover, hoping it's enough. She bags a 1, and she ain't gonna bag a 2 count. Becky Lynch with too much fire within her, with too much desire to try and capture another championship belt. Well, elbows to the head there by Paige. Certainly seems as if she has the Rampage in mind as time goes on. Seems to be more of a focus on the head so far than the lower back and the legs. Paige stomps. Oh, okay, I may have been proven wrong. Paige grabbing onto those legs, lifting up high at an awkward angle, stretching on that back. It may not be the PTO, but it is certainly some kind of maybe an inverted sharpshooter by Paige. Becky Lynch kicks away there, just about. Paige then staggering back, but stays on her feet. And now these two women are going to get a little bit fighty on the outside right now. Not always we see a women's matchup go to the outside, but this one certainly seems to have the credibility towards it. Lynch flying off the top rope with that leg drop once more. Referee's count begins now. You can certainly see the aggression both women possess within them right now. Looking for that opportunity at Gail Kim by any stretch, by any means necessary. There's that Bexploder suplex on the outside, but it affected Becky. I think the entire matchup has managed to affect Becky Lynch. Both women down as the count continues on here. Count up to 5 now, and it seems as if they're almost totally ignoring the count as they continue to go to work on one another. Clothesline there, and the referee is flying through this count. Will either woman get back into the ring in time? Into the barricade, there goes Lynch, but she's quick to counter. Count up to 8 now. If I was Paige, I'd just run back in the ring. She's up on her feet, she's got the opportunity to challenge Kim. The referee counts 10. The mistake made by both women there results in it being a draw, a stalemate, and a stare down to finish it off. This has to really cause some problems now. It begs the question, what do you do now? Seriously. A double count out in a matchup where they needed to decide a number 1 contender for the Women's Championship. and they're unable to. Neither woman got the pinfall there, neither woman got the submission, neither of them win, and now Darren Arlow's left in a little bit of trouble when it comes to deciding who is going to be challenging Gail Kim over the limit. Paige and Becky Lynch still unable to sort out their ongoing fiasco. We saw just how personal this has gone between those two when they threw it out the window to go to the outside. Well, certainly keep your eyes on that. Perhaps next week we'll have an answer. Maybe from the voice of Gail Kim once more, but Darren Arlow will need to act up on that in order to save the announcement he made just before that matchup. Otherwise, he's going to look like a bit of an embarrassment. Even more of an embarrassment than he already looks, to be fair. But for the first time in a while, Kendrick and Diesel in tag team action. Going to be taking on the Revolution here. Of course, now with that #1 contendership thrown wide open, it just begs the question of who's going to be able to step in line, who's going to be able to get that chance, the challenge for the World Tag Team titles. Who will get that opportunity to fail against the Bullet Club like so many have in the past and so many more will do in the future, including whatever team decides to step up and over the limit. Drew Galloway heads towards the ring here. Drew Galloway being blamed by the Brood for the reason why they are not the #1 contenders right now. And it certainly seems as if the Revolution may be prime #1 candidates for whatever the Brood have in mind with their sick and demented ways. But right now, Galloway and Storm have got to focus on their matchup against Kendrick and Diesel. You don't want to simply overlook these two men because they are sneaky in their own way. Kendrick, you know, he possesses that. He's always been that kind of sneaky, underhanded kind of guy. And Diesel, if needs be, he'll tag in Diesel and he will just do all the work. He'll just thump both these men right in the face, drop them with a jackknife, and end this one all well and good. I mean, it's no surprise that Diesel was the muscle of a certain faction a few months ago that managed to dominate the brand for over a year. James Storm heads towards the ring anyway. Last time I think we saw Storm was, I think he defeated Luke Gallows was the last time we saw James Storm as well. And as I said on the night, mistake made by the Bullet Club putting in someone who's not a singles match specialist against someone who has had success in singles matches in the past. Of course, James Storm once had an opportunity to become the WWE Champion. He was unable to achieve it within that multi-man match, but he was not pinned in that multi-man match either. So it's kind of a 50-50 road with Storm in that aspect, but he certainly still holds the success of having a matchup in that division in the past. Right now, though, Storm and Galloway, while they have to keep a keen eye on this matchup, got to keep their eyes out as well in the crowd, perhaps for any symbols that the Brood may be around. I have not seen or heard from the Brood since I arrived at this arena, but then again, you never do. They always find some way to just hide away, really, and stick to themselves, which is incredibly creepy, to say the least. Galloway right now off to a nice start there against the Brian Kendrick. Kendrick trying to floor him right away. They got off to a not so successful start, but here's the technical aspect of Kendrick right there, locking that arm in as he hit that Northern Lights suplex. Kendrick now, firm shots right in the head of Galloway. Be interesting to see as well, you know, I was talking about it a moment ago. Well, I was talking about it at the start of the show, actually, it wasn't a moment ago, but regarding the situation with Bennett and Skrull, will they be making their tag team debut at any point? Will they be getting their name out there? I have no idea what those two men are looking to accomplish, but right now they've certainly left their impact already on Raw. Skrull has managed to pick up a win. I'll actually come back to that point. That is what you get for being overly confident in the corner of the Revolution. The Cowboy James Storm just absolutely flooring Brian Kendrick. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, the whole situation with that, will they look to continue on here? Will they look to choose the Revolution or Kendrick and Diesel as their next target here tonight? Or are they fixated on becoming #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles? They laid out Simon Gotch. They've put the tag team of the Vaudevillains really in jeopardy right now. And that may have been their attempt at saying that They don't want to see the Vaudevillains get the opportunity to be embarrassed by the Bullet Club. They believe it should be them. And if it was to be Skrull and Bennett, I truly think it would make that matchup at Over the Limit a whole lot more interesting. Really just throw it to almost like a split decision in a way. You couldn't be able to pick a winner in that one. I realize I'm using split decision in the way of who's going to win. I'm not using split decision as in the decision made after a fight. I'm not that stupid. I do actually know stuff. Surprise, surprise. It's obvious I know stuff anyway. I run the most successful brand in the universe. I get the best ratings. The pay-per-views that I host always get the best reception. So, and I grace Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown and NXT with my presence on a week-to-week basis, proving just how loyal and dedicated I am to these shows, even though all of them are inferior to my product. Can any of these brands say they have Seth Rollins as their champion? No. Do any of these brands... Does Raw certainly have the right choice as world champion? Kinda. But it ain't no Dolph Ziggler, is it? But don't worry. That'll all be sorted out in the weeks to come. I have my sources. I've heard a word or two down the pipeline. And certainly Ziggler has an opportunity to prove that in the main event later on tonight. If he was able to get that win, if he is able to pin the world champion, that'll show that that glossing over Ziggler for as long as Daro Ronaldo did was a clinical mistake to make. It was one of the worst errors he could have possibly done. And Dolph Ziggler will look to punish the error and the stupid ways of Daro Ronaldo by taking that World Heavyweight Championship, making it the title that the people can cheer for, making him the champion the people can chant for. Because let's be honest, the working man's champion are the Bullet Club. They are the champion of these people in the crowd. Whether people choose to accept that or not has nothing to do with me. That is their own blindness and that is their own stupidity. And there's our first video error of the night. Not a surprise there that here the Raw production facility almost inferior to the ways that things are, to the ways it's done on ECW, but nevertheless, we put our focus back on the matchup right now. That could have been a message from the Brood for all we know, but there's a part of me that doesn't. I don't think Kane knows how to become incredibly technical and know how to work a production truck all of a sudden. Diesel right now. Oh, sending Galloway shoulder first into that steel pole. Certainly takes away the ability to utilize his arms and really to get that future shock DDT onto Diesel, which he would need a lot of his arms for, really, because of the huge frame that Diesel possesses. There's a punch right there. That is a punch that could really knock your lights out, but Galloway's still fighting here. Former WWE Tag Team Champions, same as Diesel actually, looking to prove that they are not pushovers for the Brood, and that they should be taken as a serious threat when it comes to taking on the Bullet Club. Yeah, right. A little bit of that was a bit of one-upsmanship again there by the Revolution. We saw Diesel and Kendrick do that a little bit earlier in the matchup. Right now it's Diesel and Storm, the two kind of muscle men, the two brawlers of their tag teams. And there is the last call super kick by Storm, but Diesel able with his large frame able to get his arm in the ropes. Keep this matchup alive for his team. Certainly seeing the way in which Diesel and Kendrick work. It's Diesel takes all of the punishment. Diesel dishes out all the punishment. Kendrick sneaks in at the end and sees as the 1-2-3 for the team and gets them the win. We've seen it actually occur like that a few times before, so maybe we'll see it again here tonight. And it would be a big win for Kendrick and Diesel, especially following Kendrick's loss last week to Christian. Diesel now winding up the jackknife powerbomb for James Storm, but look at the strength that Storm possesses there, launching him over his head. Incredible strength possessed, and now Storm looking for another one. Last call super kick right in the jaw. Cracked him. Galloway, though, unable to get to the rescue, and Kendrick able to make the save. You saw that Galloway was just kind of out basically on the ropes, and now by the time he's recovered it's too late. And once more this matchup stays alive. Diesel kicking out at 2 this time round though, as opposed to Kendrick breaking up the cover. Kendrick looked like he wanted to get involved there, but stayed out of the ring. And Storm once more showing his strength. He's able to do this against Diesel. Perhaps he could do it against Kane as well, should there be a meeting down the line between the Revolution and the Brood. Galloway took some time to get out of the ring there, perhaps showing the devastation that Diesel can possess, considering how long it took Galloway to get out. Roll up now by Storm. Kendrick sent to the outside, but Diesel still kicks out. Diesel really doing a solid job of carrying the team right now. Here's another cover on the big man. But Diesel power rolls on. Storm wanted to make the tag into Galloway here. Believes he's done enough at this point. Perhaps thinking that it's time to get some fresh legs. And Kendrick refusing to get out the ring there. Still refusing to get out the ring and trying to cause some kind of problem within this matchup. And certainly trying to get Diesel now back in it. Both men staggering slightly. Diesel wobbly in the middle of the ring. Galloway relying upon the ropes. These two men certainly feeling the effects of a matchup that, to be fair, has not gone... Actually, no, it's gone quite a bit thinking about it. Galloway corked in the face there. Kendrick really hungry to get back in this matchup, apparently. Wouldn't have expected that from him. Went for the punch there, but Galloway got out of the way. He counted it even. There's the Claymore drop kick, though. Down goes Drew Galloway, but he's in the ropes again. Some awful ring awareness we're witnessing recently within this universe. Cross did it last night at NXT. We're seeing it again here, and once more. Yep, there's another one. Good job there. But as I was about to say, once more we're seeing that awful ring awareness being presented. You'd expect better as well from someone of the technical wrestling ability of Galloway and the ring awareness that he possesses, but he wasn't able to be aware of that one. Absolutely decked by that punch by Diesel. If I was Diesel now, I'd just walk over to that corner and tag in Kendrick. It'd be the safest bet. Save the big man for the last stretch of the matchup. Tag made now, finally back in comes Kendrick. Diesel has done more than enough, really, to give Kendrick an easy route, really, to get the win in this one. If both of these teams, though, are looking to try and press their case for being #1 contenders for the tag team titles, they haven't exactly done the best job. Both teams have looked sloppy. Both teams have made crucial errors within the matchup. But who knows what the Raw General Manager thinks about this. That's just my opinion. But then again, my opinion should carry some more leeway because I have the best brand. My quality of talent is better. The wrestling on the brand is better. I don't have Daniel Bryan on my roster. All those things, you know, that makes Raw inferior to ECW. Galloway now, though, possessing some incredible strength as he lifted Kendrick up with ease there. But for whatever reason, he kept Kendrick in the corner for far too long and decided not to make the tag. Doesn't make too much of a difference now as Storm has finally been tagged in and is delivering a little bit of a clubbing blow here to Kendrick. Something in mind here. Closing time to the Brian Kendrick. Head may be rolled around right there and he may be in a lot of trouble. Storm steps up. Last call again. This has to be the finishing blow right now. Surely this is the one to end it. No, it's not. Kendrick, perhaps that was my own mistake there. Kendrick too fresh in this matchup maybe to be sorted out by it. To be finished off should be the correct choice of words right there. Kick in the back though, Kendrick staying on the ground. Punch right in the gut there of Storm. Of Kendrick even, I don't know what I was thinking there. Galloway still hanging on to those ropes for dear life. If this is how they perform against a team that has not been in tag team action for months now, imagine what they'd be able to try and produce against the Bullet Club. They'd be utterly embarrassed by them. Even more so of a job than they're doing right now in this matchup, considering Kendrick and Diesel are holding their own against them. Tag made here, back in comes Drew Galloway. It's been consistent tags by the Revolution, but they have just made so many errors in this matchup. It's laughable. If this was an actual genuine threat for the tag team titles, they would have finished this match off ages ago, and they would have already stated their name in the hat as challengers right there and then. right now, I think they got to be crossed off the list as tag team challengers. There's just nothing in them right now that can suggest that they should be, you know, able to challenge for the tag team titles. Perhaps more problems then for Revolutioners. They'll have to keep their eyes on the Brood, maybe, who certainly still have a need to want to take the fight to them. There's a nice arm drag though by Drew Galloway. Went for a big boot there, completely mistimed it. Kendrick sidestepped it. Russian leg sweep by the much more quicker of the two, and the Brian Kendrick. And now Brian Kendrick loads up, caught that knee in the face. Galloway may be in huge trouble. He takes a roll out of the ring, and you can see Diesel leaning against the ropes right now, so he's certainly reeling in a pain from all the work that he had to do for his team during the matchup. Tag mage here once more. Back in comes Storm again. How much more do they have to do to finish this match off? Seriously. They have done so much work under Kendrick and Diesel, and they cannot finish this match off. Diesel just basically falls off the apron, and again, still, Kendrick kicks out. It's almost laughable at this point that the Revolution have failed this badly against a team that we haven't seen in so long. Finally, roll up by Storm. There's two, and mercifully, for the Revolution's sake, this matchup comes to an end. But so too do their chances of becoming #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles. And already the celebration is bittersweet. The Brood, from thin air, pretty much in a matter of a second or two, jumped into the ring and are taking it to the Revolution almost right away here. Kane loading up, choke slam the Storm. Storm in deep trouble. Storm out of it on the outside right now, and that leaves it 2-on-1 for the Revolution. For the Revolution's sake, Galloway in immense trouble right now as Mordecai looks to load up that cross-arm powerbomb. That high cross powerbomb. There we go. That's something along those lines. And down goes Galloway. Certainly a message being sent now through the use of their actions. And who left to leave the final say than the voice piece of the Brood in Rosemary? The Brood just fleeing wherever they came from and leaving Rosemary to say her words. The final dagger into their hearts. They are treating this as if we are about to witness the death of the Revolution, as if it's their final resting place. Certainly seems as if Rosemary, Mordecai even, who of course would have set out this message for Rosemary to say, she is the one who wants this to be acted out. He is the one who wants this to be acted out even. And there we go. That is what you need. The last essence that you need to prove that these two teams are destined to fight it over the limit. Rosemary, it seems, declaring the challenge now for the Revolution to accept. Galloway and Storm laid out here tonight by Kane and Mordecai, and certainly will want to try and get their revenge. Certainly want to try and step back up to the plate and prove that they should go after the team that just jumped them following their victory. Perhaps this is a tag team matchup that we will lay eyes on. Certainly, if I was the Raw General Manager, I would pay attention to this matchup, and I would think that these two teams want to be at each other's throats right now. They want to go after one another, and what better way to organize it than an Over the Limit, where many more eyes will be paying attention. Alright, well, moving on. Here comes Drago, decked out in full Raw red. Certainly quite a look for Drago as he heads towards the ring here. Of course, the #1 contender for the United States Championship, destined to meet Adam Cole a few weeks from now at Over the Limit. Got the victory, I believe it was it last week? It was last week. Drago picked the win over Cody Rhodes. Rhodes took a nasty landing at the end of it. Drago was able to secure the 3 count from it. Now here tonight, though, Drago with another test. It seems as if kind of a tough love thing being demonstrated by Doro Ronaldo as he tries to prove that Drago is ready and able to perhaps try and take that United States Championship away from Adam Cole. I mean, you can give him Rhodes, you can give him Orton, you can give him Daniel Bryan. There is no one right now, I believe, who can match the ability of Adam Cole. That is what makes Cole so difficult to read. That is what makes Cole such a difficult opponent to analyze. There is no one like Adam Cole. So therefore, giving him all these opponents, does it make him more durable? Yes. Does it make him perhaps stronger? Yes. Does it give him more momentum? Yes. Does it help him read how Adam Cole is going to perform in that match? Now, Randy Orton, though, certainly does not care about that scenario right now. All he cares about is ending Drago's little run of momentum and proving that it should not be about your Dragos, it should not be about your Adam Coles, it should be about the Legend Killer, about the Viper. Randy Orton, since arriving on Raw, still yet to pick up a win. Had 2 matches, had the opportunity to become number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship and failed to do so. Then tapped out the last time we saw him to the debut of the villain Marty Scurll. And now, here he is tonight taking on the number 1 contender for the United States Championship, because Orton has the chance to play spoiler once more for Drago, though, in another aspect. Because as we discussed earlier in the night, should Drago get the win here tonight, then he will challenge. He will get to pick the stipulation for the matchup at Over the Limit. Randy Orton will look to do whatever it takes to make sure that he's the one who gets the win here tonight. Look to prove that perhaps he should be where Drago is right now. And you should not overlook a former Triple Crown champion. Both these men staring at one another from across the ring. This is kind of a mismatch of styles here, really. You've got the technical wrestling and the methodical slow pace that Randy Orton loves to wrestle. And then you've just got the all-out offense, the corner-to-corner, really, pillar-to-post kind of mentality, kind of offense that Drago possesses. Nice start here for Drago, though. Certainly the hot red perhaps assisting him a little bit, because dumped right in his head there with a back suplex. Randy Orton now. Irish whipping Drago into the corner. Clothesline. Great counter there by Drago. Able to duck under at the last second. Utilize that arm and get it locked in there for a nice neck breaker. What will Drago look for now? He's going to go to work on the arm once more. Perhaps thinking about... I was going to say thinking about a submission of his, but then again, that used to be his finishing maneuver. Now it seems to be either the high kick, the tornado DDT, really, as well, and that single leg Boston Crab that he attempted against Rhodes, but failed on quite a few occasions. Orton there, countered by Drago. Spin kick in the gut there by the number 1 contender. Of course, as I said, he can gain the momentum all he wants, and it will benefit him when it comes to momentum, but only in that aspect. It will not help him when it comes to reading Adam Cole's game. It will not help him when it comes to becoming the stronger man over Adam Cole. It's just not going to happen. There's a reason why people view Adam Cole as the leader of the Bullet Club right now. That is because of the way in which he leads into battle, really. He is so confident in his ability, and he knows what he can do, and he knows what the Bullet Club can do, that really they look towards him for guidance, as they should. Cole possesses tremendous technical wrestling ability, and in every essence, I think regardless of whether or not Drago gets the win here tonight, regardless of the stipulation chosen, even if Drago gets the win, Adam Cole is going to walk out of this match Over the Limit still your United States champion. Continue to annoy Dario Ronaldo and those who are stupid enough to go against the belief that the Bullet Club are the wrong people to cheer for, when that is totally incorrect. They are the team that has, they are the group even that has brought fairity, opportunity, balance to Monday Night Raw, and ratings as well. Well, they may not be as significant as those achieved over on ECW, but then again, who is going to achieve those ratings? They are still ratings nonetheless. And that is what happened. You saw it last week, really, in those ratings. No Bullet Club on the show advertised. No one wanted to watch. And I can't blame them. Anyway, back to the matchup right now. Drago and Orton have a little bit of a back and forth between both men. Drago certainly customizing a little bit to Orton's kind of wrestling here. Certainly been taking a little bit slower right now, been relying less and less upon his fast style, but that plays into Orton's strengths, and now Orton at the click of a finger with the turn of the tide. into his favor. The elevated DDT there. Orton into the cover after it, hoping it's enough to play spoiler for Drago. But the number one contender kicks out. Adam Cole, I can't confirm, is in the arena, by the way, tonight. He is paying close attention to this matchup, but I've had his word, I've had his promise that he will not get involved in this matchup. He is just here to scout Drago and realize how he is going to be able to utilize, how he's going to be able to work around Drago's strengths and weaknesses and retain that title over the limit. Drago now putting it all on the line. Sunset flip powerbomb to the outside. What a harsh landing there for Randy Orton. And now on the outside, these two men just continuing to go at it here. Hopefully we're not going to witness another double count out in effect. Drago pushed away there by Orton. Into the barricade there. Rib first for Drago, and Orton gets the same receipt twice from the smaller of the two. Tilt-a-will Hurricanrana as well, and this count continuing to move here. Continuing to rise up in the numbers, and hopefully we return to the ring momentarily. Drago, very fortunate there to not go into that steel ring post. Up to 7 now, but Orton not wanting a repeat of what happened earlier in the night. Sends Drago back into the ring, and this matchup continues here. Look at these clubbing blows right now by Orton, putting Drago in his place. What more can Orton execute here against Drago? Oh, went for some kind of strike there, countered. Drago now, tornado DDT. What a beautiful move that is by Drago. Won in the number one contendership over The Miz a few weeks back, but once again, slipping up here. Trying to get the crowd to rally behind him in perhaps what Drago views as the final stretch of the matchup. Let his guard down, and Orton able to execute some kind of comeback here. However, Drago able to fight back right away. Look at the strength there of Orton. What a move by the Viper. Able to hold him there and then execute that powerbomb after it. Is another kind of angle slam, really, is what it just looks like by Randy Orton. Drago almost unresponsive now. Certainly reaching perhaps a pained threshold. Mostly, reaching it quicker than what he did against Cody Rhodes last week. And now up high on that top rope. This could be a problem though for Orton. He is almost playing to the strengths of Drago here. Just trying to toy him with punches. But Drago now up high. Gonna fly into an RKO. Good God almighty. What a counter by Orton. What a reversal from the Viper. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. And Randy Orton delivers what should be the final blow. 2, 3. Randy Orton victorious. My goodness, what a way to end this matchup that was. That was a surefire way of proving that your name should still be one that people pay attention to. What an RKO by Orton. Drago still reeling in the effects of it. Randy Orton victorious. And now Adam Cole realizes that he may have a benefit here heading into their matchup at Over the Limit. Drago, though, unable to choose the match stipulation, which once again plays more to the strength of the United States Champion. But now it is time for that huge main event. A main event that could really be right at the end of the Over the Limit card, but it's not. It is here tonight, main eventing Monday Night Raw. And finally, Dolph Ziggler gets the opportunity that he should have had weeks ago to go up against the World Heavyweight Champion and prove that he belongs right here in this division. To prove that the Bullet Club belong right here at the top of Monday Night Raw. Ziggler heads towards the ring. This crowd here in Seattle not interested in Ziggler, probably because we're near where Daniel Bryan lives. And they're all like, oh, yay, Daniel Bryan, boo this guy, because apparently everyone here is just as boring as Daniel Bryan. I can't open their eyes to something new, something fresh, and something that speaks the truth. Instead, they rather a boring, frolicking goat that possesses more grease in his hair than a deep fat fryer does in the back end of a McDonald's fast food establishment. But you know what? No, each to their own. So, regardless of what these people think, Ziggler here in the ring, fired up, on 2 occasions now. Ziggler has spoiled the Sting versus Tyler Breeze main event. He spoiled it 3 weeks ago, and he spoiled it last week in an attempt to show that Ziggler should be right here, right now. However, it could be argued that Ziggler did make a crucial error. Ziggler had the opportunity to face Breeze one-on-one 2 weeks ago, but he was defeated by this man. He was defeated by Sting in a great back-and-forth matchup. But over these last 2 attacks now that Ziggler's had, where he's disrupted the matchup, where he's stopped it from taking place, he has not targeted Sting. Rather, he's targeted Tyler Breeze and surely sent the message that it's not Sting who he's interested in. It's not Sting's spot in the main event. It is the main event that Dolph Ziggler is interested in. Sting heads towards the ring here, pointing that bat at Dolph Ziggler once more. But Ziggler is going to go through that. You know, he's already had that bat pointed in once. He's already had to stare across the ring at Sting recently. I think Dolph Ziggler is going to be able to weather the storm here, weather the fear that Sting inflicts within a human being, and use it to his advantage, really. Fight off the fears that Sting brings to you and go on to try and win this match up here. But finally, for the first time since Unforgiven, I believe, we're going to get to see this man in action. The World Heavyweight Champion. Going to get the opportunity to prove why he is just that. The Royal Rumble winner, the King of the Ring, the former United States Champion, and the man who defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event of WrestleMania to hold that championship around his waist. Breeze looking incredible here tonight. Decked out in a full golden red affair here. Absolutely stunning, and what you'd expect to be worn from the caliber of a world champion. Breeze certainly, you know, of course, almost like he's trying to ignore the problems going on. Well, that is kind of Tyler Breeze to a T, really, isn't he? He ignores the problems around him and focuses on just him. You know, we got this whole Bullet Club problem, even though it's not really a problem. It's just the Bullet Club claiming what is rightfully theirs and taking away from those elite, taking away from those 1% that what they don't belong, and giving it to those who deserve it. But nevertheless, Tyler Breeze focusing on what is only about him. If it's got nothing to do with him, then he pays no attention. However, you could argue this now, this Bullet Club problem now has something to do with him. With the attacks here over the last 2 weeks, on both over the last 3 weeks, I should say, with Ziggler laying out Breeze in the middle of the ring on 2 occasions. Perhaps now Breeze has to put more focus onto this matchup and realize this is no longer just about the World Championship around his waist, but now it is about Breeze as a whole, and Breeze has to try and get involved in this in an attempt to prove that he deserves to hold that title around his waist. Alright, here we go. Triple threat main event here. Ziggler, Breeze, and Sting, and immediately Ziggler wants absolutely nothing to do with the 2 men he's been infuriating over the last 3 weeks. That is smart by Breeze, though. That is smart by Ziggler, even. It means that the frustrations that Breeze and Sting hold have got to be inflicted out on one another, and he can utilize that to his advantage. Didn't really get off to a good start. They terribly missed that double axe handle, and Sting now somewhat wearing down the head of the World Heavyweight Champion. Dropkick there, battered away by Stinger. You know, Sting, with that black and white you wear on you could be a fine addition to the Bullet Club. When you give it some thought. I know you're, you know, all about yourself in that deep, dark mind palace of yours, or wherever else you live. I don't even know if you live in a house, to be fair. You may live in a dumpster in the middle of nowhere, but give it some thought, Sting, because, you know, your career's gone a bit downhill since old Finn Balor left your side, so, you know, maybe if you want to be successful once again, maybe give us a call. We can certainly help you out. Right now, all kind of action going on in this triple threat match here. Neither man, no man in this matchup really gaining clear momentum. Breeze looked for a very early supermodel kick and was unable to catch it. Sting now going to look for the tombstone, but Ziggler not interested. And oh, good God, Breeze there with no assistance just dropped into the mat, basically on the top of his head. A nasty fall for Breeze as he holds his head in pain on the outside. Has time to recover right now, whilst Sting and Ziggler go at it in the ring. Ziggler fights out of it there, nicely done. Breeze returns to the ring now and proving that, once again, not to gloss over the World Heavyweight Champion. Electric chair there to Stinger. And Breeze now looking like he might have been in trouble, but Breeze reverse DDT onto the show-off. And Ziggler going to take the opportunity here to roll out of the ring and catch a breather on the outside. Reflect his game plan, maybe. Allow Sting to go to work here. Sting now. Double atomic drop into the groin of the world champion there. Certainly been waiting for this matchup, of course, on 2 occasions. And now with it going on, though, with a unwanted third party, these two men may argue, but the third party necessary to bring this show some ratings and some success, if you ask me. But, you know, these things happen. Oh, meanwhile, back in the ring, Ziggler seems to be in a bit of trouble. I don't know, I think Breeze may have been looking there for the unprettier. But that was not to be. There's the Stinger splash, or the Ziggler splash, by Dolph Ziggler. They're mocking the man on the outside right now. Famous by Dolph Ziggler on the world champion. Sting, though, returns to the ring before Ziggler had the opportunity to try and finish this match off. Bulldog counter there to Stinger. And the former world champion in a bit of trouble. You're the first ever Grand Slam champion in this universe, leaving his mark now on both men. And not allowing Breeze a moment to try and get away and have a moment to himself. You can certainly hear the crowd right now siding behind Sting. And perhaps they may see it as the only one to stand behind, because, you know, they're not going to side behind Ziggler because they're stupid and they don't see the truth to everything. They're not going to side behind Breeze either, and it's more of a reason for siding behind Breeze, because Breeze is so self-centered and arrogant that why would you choose to side with a man who doesn't really care what you think about his opinion on him? And Ziggler and Sting, I should say, has, you know, over the time he's been in this universe, really captivated hearts and minds despite refusing to utter a word in his entire time around here. Ziggler now dropping repeated elbows on the world champion, unable to hit him in amongst all of it. Still unable to hit him, but finally gets a blow in the back. How dare you disrupt Dolph Ziggler's incredible elbow drops there. That could have really helped out Breeze in the matchup, but Breeze so needy, really. He needs to leave an impact. He needs to get back in this matchup and show why he's world champion. Breeze pushed away there for a moment, and Sting goes right back to work on Breeze now. In the turnbuckle he goes. This could be problematic. I think I know what Sting might be winding up. Stinger splash onto the world champ. And a DDT? No, what a great counter there by Ziggler. Held himself there in position and was able to floor him down. Zigzag now to the former world champion. Sting down, but it seems as if Ziggler wants to leave the big impact, wants to pin the world champion. Has the opportunity and all. Not to be. 2 count there, and Sting slowly getting up to his feet though. Ziggler right now directing traffic within this matchup, having his say of how this match goes, and making sure that neither man is able to get anything going. But we kind of saw that last night in the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. Nikki Cross was kind of directing traffic throughout it all, and then by the end of it, Peyton Royce was able to sneak in and win that women's title. Same could happen here tonight. Ziggler does not want to get overzealous, but then again, this is Dolph Ziggler. He prides himself on getting overconfident. Another famous though by the Grand Slam champion. Sting there was completely unfazed by Ziggler running at him. And a member of the Bullet Club there retreating to the outside. Cover here. This could be problem. This could be a real situation. Thankfully, for Ziggler's for our sake as well, for everyone's sake. Breeze kicked out at 2, but will he be able to get out of this? Sting locking in the Scorpion Deathlock onto the world champion. Will Breeze submit? If he was to, it's not to be, because Dolph Ziggler made an incredible save there. Saving this matchup once more from it being won by Sting. Sting with both men down right now. You saw him there call Ziggler up to his feet, and Ziggler Going to answer the challenge apparently and get right back up onto his feet. Sting retreating to the outside, and there's a nice Hurricanrana by the world champion now. Looking to get some offense going once more, considering he was repeatedly flawed, and there's the confidence, there's the arrogance of the world champion being shown at its finest. Breeze now. Beauty shot! Pulled that one out of the bag. Pulled that one firmly out of thin air. I have no idea where Breeze got that from, but he nails the beauty shot. Will this be... Wow. It will not be a win. It'll be a 1 count, and Breeze goes right for Sting. Bulldog upon the moment, really. Sting gets back in the ring. Ziggler might be down and out here. That may have caught him square in the face. Oh, what a move there by Breeze. Got out of the tombstone, but caught with an almighty powerbomb by Sting. Ziggler now, and Sting going at it in the ring. Look at how the Ziggler able to kind of keep Sting at bay. They're retreating him away with repeated strikes, but here goes Sting now. Looking to unload, misses the clothesline, and Ziggler floors him with a simple elbow. Beautifully done there by Ziggler. It does seem as if, though, within this matchup, Ziggler's not interested in getting that 3 count on Sting. He's interested in getting that win over Tyler Breeze, and I think Sting might be in the same accord, though Sting might just be looking to win the match in general. There's another Fameasser. Sting down, but Ziggler slow to recover. Ziggler slow to take the advantage there. But now, turns around the world champ. Zigzag! Jumps into the cover. Come on, Ziggler. 1, 2. God damn it. Inches away. But once more, the will of Tyler Breeze, the stamina he possesses, allowed him to get that shoulder up there at 2. Sting retreats to the outside again. And now, Ziggler tuning up the band in the corner, looking to nail the super kick, and he misses. Breeze ducks it. But Ziggler stays calm in the moment. That is the mentality of a world champion. That is the mentality of a man who knows exactly what he's doing and knows how he's going to be able to get the win. This stupid crowd once more trying to cheer on Sting while they are completely blind to the incredible action going on in the ring. Ziggler was moments away there from getting that win. This matchup incredibly competitive. And you've seen just how much Ziggler wants to win this, really. The other two men have rolled out of the ring on quite a few occasions. Ziggler, this perhaps only his 2nd time that he's rolled out of the ring to catch a breather. Stinger splash in the corner. Ziggler may have chosen the worst time possible, though, to roll out to the ring. But Sting is unable to act. Sting is unable to jump on the opportunity and try and get that win. Ziggler forcing himself up to his feet there. But Breeze right now hanging on in the corner. Maybe not, actually. Forearm in the face there. Supermodel kick is moved out of the way. And then oh no, it's going to be an atomic drop, but it just ended up turning into a nasty looking back suplex, and Breeze retreats out of the way. Sting! Scorpion death drop by Stinger! Come on, Breeze. Come on, Ziggler. Come on, Ziggler. Please. Please kick out. Do not let this man win. Do not let him get another win over you. Prove you belong here. That is what I'm talking about. I wasn't worried at all. Chin lock now being applied right after by Sting. Got to give credit to Sting there for staying calm in the moment once again. But Ziggler is a fighter. Ziggler is determined to get the win in this one. Albeit it seems not over Sting. And that's what is going to frustrate him right now. The fact that right now in this ring is Sting, not the World Heavyweight Champion. Sting taking a little bit of a gamble there. Catching Ziggler on the back of his neck. Breeze with a DDT there. Sting retreats to the outside once more. Ziggler down on the ground and not moving really. This could be Breeze's opportunity to prove everyone wrong. To sneak out with a huge win here that can really build him some momentum. But Ziggler has something else in mind. Zigzag again! The world champion down once more to another zigzag. Could this be enough? Sting, will he get in the ring in time? There's 1, there's 2. Yes! That is the face of Raw. That is the man who, when you hand him the opportunity he deserves, he gives you back the righteousness. He gives you back what you should have. He gives you what you want. You wanted an incredible main event. You got an incredible main event. And you got the right winner in amongst it all. Congratulations to Dolph Ziggler for finally showing the idiots at the top of Monday Night Raw where he belongs on this card, who he is, and how you can no longer ignore the show off. The Bullet Club leave an indefinite mark once more on the route to Over the Limit. And if I was Dara Ronaldo, throw Sting out of the equation. Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler at Over the Limit. That is going to end this episode of Universe. Glory, glory, Dolph Ziggler.